Now on CoastTV News.
Fenwick Island showdown. What town leaders are reviewing today over a state law that could greenlight a wind farm component. Plus, the first flakes fall across Delmarva. The snowy scenes we're looking at this morning.
Yes, it's been a snowy morning on the Delmarva Peninsula. That snow continues to fall at this hour. I'll have the latest on when it exits and how the weekend's going to shape up.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, December 5th. I'm Grace Eckerly and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Starting off our show by taking a live look out into what was once a snowy Rehoboth beach. It's looking just wet there on the ground. Turning now to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono, or should I say Chris Mastrosnono. And Chris, you used a term earlier to describe today's weather. You called it conversational snow.
Yeah, as we've been saying, it's not a big storm system, just kind of get our palates wet for the winter ahead, if you will. And you take a look at snowfall totals so far across the area. We picked up nearly 2 inches, portions of southeastern Dorchester County. Delmar, Delaware, 1.6. Bethel, 1.2. We had 1.1 in Laurel, about 1/4 of an inch there in Seaford, and a trace through Lewis. So on par with what we were thinking as far as our forecast is concerned. We're up to 38 in Ocean View. You can see winds are out of the southeast. See the snow-covered ground there in Laurel, 30, so we're still below the freezing mark there. And we're seeing that rain snow line try to push inland, and we're seeing primarily rain, light rain from Ocean View on southward into Ocean City, and some light to moderate snow continues across the midshore and Kent County. Temperatures, we're at 29 in Georgetown, but 39 Bethany Beach, 27 in Harrington. East wind pulling in that milder air off the Atlantic, but we're seeing some bitter wind chills. It feels like 20 in Harrington, 25 in Salisbury, and 27 in Milton. So over the next 12 hours, the precipitation will become more spotty in nature as we hover at or just above the freezing mark through the afternoon. We'll talk more about the snow and the rest of your weekend ahead coming up in that full 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. And turning now to a live look into Salisbury. Now, this is where we saw the best images of the snow in our morning broadcast. You're looking at Carroll Street right near Route 13. Some snow collecting on the grass there. Not as much as the roads. Looks like Maryland Transportation taking care of that this Friday morning. Now turning to Fenwick Island, where officials could file an appeal against Delaware Senate Bill 159. This bill was signed into law this past June and says that if a company wants to build an electric substation to support a renewable energy project, the county must allow it. According to the law, if a project was previously rejected, it now has approval if it meets certain requirements. Fenwick Island officials are expected to discuss the possible appeal filing and could vote today. That's according to the agenda for the town council meeting that began just moments ago. Now developing news in the battle of offshore wind. A Delaware Superior Court judge has paused a legal challenge to Sussex County's council denial of a proposed electrical substation near Millsboro, citing new state laws set to take effect next month that could override the local decision. Judge Mark H. Connor issued a stay on December 1st in the case brought by Renewable Redevelopment, LLC. The company is challenging the council's vote of nearly a year ago that rejected its plan to build a substation to support an offshore wind project. The ACLU of Delaware taking action against Fenwick Island, the organization now filing a lawsuit claiming the town is violating the state constitution by allowing corporations to vote in local elections. And according to the ACLU, as of this fall, more than 200 entities are registered to vote in the town, accounting for roughly 12% of all voters. And the organization says that practice dilutes the votes of individual people and violates Delaware's guarantee of free and equal elections. After nearly 5 years, federal officials say they've arrested the person who placed pipe bombs outside 2 political party headquarters in Washington. NBC's Tracy Wilkins showing us while President Donald Trump pardoned hundreds of January 6 rioters, the language of the pardon did not appear to extend to the individual who planted the pipe bombs.
On the eve of January 6, 2021, hours before rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol, pipe bombs were discovered outside the Democratic and Republican Party headquarters in Washington, D.C. Images of the person suspected of the crime were shared by investigators, then nothing more for years.
4 years, 10 months, and 28 days ago, an individual placed a bomb in the vicinity of both the RNC and the DNC. And for that amount of time, that individual evaded accountability.
30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. of Woodbridge, Virginia, is facing multiple charges connected to placing the pipe bombs, including transporting an explosive device and attempting malicious destruction.
Folks, you're not going to walk into our capital city, put down 2 explosive devices, and walk off in the sunset. Not going to happen.
Thursday, investigators were seen at Cole's home in Woodbridge, 30 miles outside of D.C., where he lived with his mother and relatives. Family declined comment to NBC News. A motive in the alleged crime is still unclear. The FBI said Cole was charged after a fresh look at his credit card and cell phone records and revisiting local stores where the bomb-making materials were purchased.
Let me be clear, there was no new tip, there was no new witness, just good, diligent police work and prosecutorial work, working as a team.
During the announcement, officials appointed under the Trump administration laid blame for the delay in the arrest with the Biden administration, saying it failed to prioritize the case.
Today's arrest happened because the Trump administration has made this case a priority.
In Washington, Tracy Wilkins, NBC News.
Taking a look back here at home, Worcester County Commissioners have chosen their leaders for the year. The board re-elected Theodore Elder as president. He represents the Western District and is in his 3rd term. And Commissioner Madison Bunting Jr. is now vice president. He represents the Northern District and is in his 4th term. And in Rehoboth Beach, road closures are taking place tomorrow. According to the city, it's to make way for the over 3,000 runners who are participating in the Rehoboth Beach Seashore Marathon, our Lisa Weber being one of them. Officials say closures begin at 7 a.m. and they're expected to last until 3. And some of those streets being impacted are parts of Rehoboth Avenue, State Road, Hickman Street, and Stockley Street. Now stay with us on Coast TV News Midday, because coming up after the break, the holidays are in full swing across the coast, and this weekend brings all kinds of ways to get into the festive spirit. Stay tuned for cool things to do.
The accumulating snow is winding down. We're going to be left with cold, raw conditions for the rest of the day and into the evening. More clouds than sun over the weekend, but we stay on the chilly side. Congratulations to Ralph Groves of Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. I'll have the rest of your full forecast here in minutes.
If you're craving a little holiday magic, you won't have to look very far this weekend. Christina Rudy-Robertis has a look at your cool things to do.
If you're at all struggling to get into the holiday spirit, just head over to Rehoboth Beach on Saturday, because there's going to be hundreds of people dressed like Santa for the 4th annual Santa Bar Crawl. The event kicks off at 1 p.m. at Wilmington Avenue, and there are no tickets, but you're asked to bring a toy for Toys for Tots and a small donation for Tunnel to Towers. And the real Santa, not the bar crawl version, will be in Milton on Saturday. That's from 10 to 2 at Santa's Village next to the Milton Theater. There you'll find holiday vendors, decorated trees, and free hot chocolate, all sponsored by Milton Main Street. Bethany Beach, keeping the magic going with Weekend Wonderland all day Saturday. You can shop small and hop on the trolley to see the town's Christmas displays. And finally, Lewis lights up with its Christmas parade starting at 5 Saturday night. Organizers expect about 100 entries in the parade, and after that, head to Zwannendale Park for the tree lighting and caroling. For more details, just head over to our website, coasttv.com, and click on Cool Things to Do.
Well, it was certainly nice seeing the snow fall across the area this morning. We had some pretty heavy snow at times across the mid-shore. Still seeing some light snow across the area, all about location. Seeing the light snow in Lewis right now. Ocean City, we've gone over to some light rain as milder air is filtered in. Not much in the way of accumulation there on the beach in Rehoboth. We had a trace of snow there earlier, and we are seeing some milder air filter into Ocean View as well. You could see on the radar, the red, the pink there you're seeing is mixed precipitation, snow back off to the north, and some light rain pushing into Fenwick Island as well as Ocean Pines. The steadiest snow right now Just to the south of Harrington through Milford, Ellendale, and Slaughter Beach, seeing some moderate snowfall at this hour. But the snow is going to begin to break up and the moisture overall not that steady as this area of low pressure swings offshore and continues to push out to sea through the afternoon. Nice winter wonderland there in Laurel, 30 degrees. We're still below the freezing mark there. 27 Harrington. We're at 31 Delmar at the freezing mark in Salisbury. But you see the temperature in Ocean City, 40 degrees, and the temperatures are beginning to creep up in Rehoboth as well with a temperature of 35. And that's all part of that east wind. That's what's helping that temperature rise and that precip change over to rain. Ocean's still quite mild, but look at the wind chill. 21 in Harrington. Feels like 25 in Laurel, 22 in Bridgeville. So the winter weather advisory continues for Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico County, and Worcester counties through about 7 o'clock. Could still see some slick spots in those areas with some light snow falling. So as we put you in a future cast here, we can see that rain snow line trying to push even further inland through the afternoon. But as I mentioned, the moisture is going to begin to break up through the afternoon and into the evening. So it's more spotty in nature. Could see some spotty snow showers, spotty drizzle, even some freezing drizzle can't be ruled out. So additional snowfall, not expecting much. Most of the accumulating snow has come to an end. So expecting an inch or less in those areas west of Coastal Highway, and just a mix of rain and snow at the coast over the next few hours. So we're going to top out in the mid-30s for most of us, getting into the low 40s by the afternoon along the beaches. Overnight, it's cloudy. 32 in Georgetown, 31 in Greenwood, 30 Seaford. So those areas could see some slick spots as we go into the overnight, and temperatures should hover at or above freezing along the beaches. We stay cloudy into the start of the weekend, partly sunny skies Sunday ahead of a cold front that will push through late Sunday through Monday, bringing a reinforcing shot of cold air. So temperatures hover around the mid to upper 40s over the weekend under mostly cloudy skies. And the beat goes on. We're going to stay below average as far as temperatures are concerned for much of the east as we go into December 10th through the 14th. We're at 36 Monday behind the front under partly sunny skies, 40 on Tuesday, and we'll bump it up to 50 degrees on Wednesday under cloudy skies. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And it's not just us here on Delmarva. More than half of the U.S. population waking up to below freezing temperatures this week. A strong Arctic outbreak is bringing the coldest air of the season. We're talking 20 to 30 degrees below average in some locations. Long-standing December record lows could fall from the plains to the East Coast. And back here at home, coming up tonight on DSN at 7, it's the live NBA G League action where the Delaware Blue Coats host the Long Island Nets, and you can catch that final score at 10:30 p.m. Plus, you can watch that G League basketball game on DSN Plus along with these exclusives at 3 p.m. It's the Andy Perez Memorial Wrestling Tournament. Then a pair of high school boys basketball games at 3:30. Conrad takes on Brandywine. And at 5:30 p.m., Delmarva Christian is home with Caesar Rodney. And coming up this week in Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Houston Texans in Week 14 of the regular season. You can watch that game right here on CoastTV, and then stay tuned after the game for CoastTV News. Plus, here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Happy Friday, Coast Life. If you join us today at 4 o'clock, here's what's coming your way. We're going to be checking out the Autumndale community with our friends at the Shell Brothers. We've got an adorable, sweet, perfect princess with our pet of the week. All of that and so much more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We will see you there.
We are continuing with our Bless Our Children campaign. As you can see, we're starting to fill up this tree with your cards and donations. We are raising money so that every child on Delmarva has that special present to open during this Christmas time. And as you can see, there's also still plenty of room for you to send a card in your donation. Now, I want to highlight this one that we received. You got all these Santas in the shape of a Christmas tree. And this one is from Adeline from Selbyville, and she has the message, wishing happiness for all the children. Thank you for this card. Businesses can help by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. And if you want to help, send a donation and a holiday card, and we may just read it on the air. Send a check or money order to the address on your screen or donate online at blessourchildren.org.
We've already helped to raise over $215,000 to help children and families this holiday season. Again, we'd like to thank all who have donated. And it's time to showcase how you guys are decorating your holiday homes this season. These holiday photos come from Joseph Dittmar in Lewis, and he says, "We love sharing our joy and the love of our holidays with our neighbors." Joseph, your home is beautiful and very festive. I like the photo you sent of your garage as well. And if you'd like to send your festive decoration photos to us to be shared in our broadcast, if you want to take a look at your screen now, you can see the address where you can send those to on our website, coasttv.com/holidayhouse. DelDOT is announcing its upcoming closures of the Woodland Ferry. According to the department, the first closure is set to take place from December 15th to December 2nd, then again on Christmas Day, and finally December 29th to January 2nd.
Snow continues to fall in Lewis as we see temperatures right below the freezing mark. We're at 31 degrees, and we're going to rise a bit through the afternoon as some of that snow will then change to a little rain as the precip begins to wind down. You can get your latest forecast by calling the First Alert Weather phone, and your exclusive 10-day forecast is up next. Well, the accumulating snow has winded down. We're going to continue to see light snow over the next few hours and some light rain, and then just some spotty moisture, kind of a mixed bag of precipitation through the afternoon. Not all that heavy. And the good news is we're drying out in time for the big race. So we have the Rehoboth Seashore Marathon coming up tomorrow morning. Good for the racers, including one important one, Elisa Weber, our own, racing there, getting going. 37 degrees, 7 a.m. We'll see temperatures top out in the low 40s under mostly cloudy skies, and your 10-day forecast shows 46 Sunday, and then another cold shot of air coming in 36. We bump it up to 50 on Wednesday.
Chris, I'm so excited that the snow will clear out for Elisa to run tomorrow. I cannot wait. I feel like I'm going to cry when she passes that finish line.
Good timing.
Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. If you like more local news or some local weather with snow like this going on, you can download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us right back here for Coast TV News at 5. That's later this afternoon. And until then, have a great day.